Hello everyone. Today we will see group by clause in MySQL. So what is the need of group by clause? If we want department wise data, if we want order wise data, if we want customer wise data, then in that particular case we can go for group by function. जब भी हमें कुछ डिपार्टमेंट वाइज कुछ डेटा की ज़रूरत होती है या फिर कस्टमर वाइज डेटा चाहिए या फिर ऑर्डर वाइज कुछ डेटा चाहिए, देन इन दैट पर्टिकुलर केस वी विल गो फॉर ग्रुप बाय फंक्शन. तभी हम ग्रुप बाय फंक्शन का यूज़ करेंगे. सो इन ग्रुप बाय क्लॉज basically we will go for three aspects. The very first is group by using having, second is group concat, and the third one is aggregate functions using group by. Fine. So let us see the demonstration of the very first, that is group by using having. Fine. So I am having one table, that table contains information of employees. Fine. Now I want to calculate the total number of employees department wise. Fine. So for that the query will be like select, then say I am going to write department number and count star. Now this star represents, it is going to calculate, it is going to consider all the tuples, the number of tuples in the table. Fine. From the table name, that is employee. Fine. Need to put the group by function. So I have to write group by, I want to group it into the department, so I need to write the name of the attribute. So the query will be like simple, select department number, count from employee, group by department number. Let us click on the go button. So here you can see according to the departments we got the count of the employees in that department. Fine. So in department number 7 count is 4, in department number 8 count is 4, in department number 9 count is 2, in 10 count is 2. So in that way we will get the result. Now what we want is, we want to utilize this using having clause. Fine. So for example, if I am going to write let me give the alias name to this count as say EMP. Fine. I have given one alias name to that count EMP. Now I am going to put where having EMP greater than 3, greater than or equal to 3. I am going to put this condition. Now in this case with group by we will not be able to use where clause. That we need to take care. Otherwise it will generate an error. Whenever we are going to use group by, with that group by we have to use having. Fine. So now let us execute the query. Okay, so I got the result that the list of departments having employees greater than or equal to 3. So this way we will be able to use the having clause in group by function. Okay, now let us move towards the second one. The second one is group concat. Suppose I want the list of employee, those who are working in specific department. Fine. Suppose in my table, let us look at the table. Say in this table we have some data like in department number 20 Smith is working, department number 20 Adama is working, in department number 20 Amit is working. So in a single row what I want is, I want say department number 20, and in the other column I will have the list like Smith, Adama and Amit. Fine. So let us see how we can get that. So for that we can use group concat function. Fine. So that will be used like select then department number, comma, group concat, and in group concat I have to provide the name of the column, say employee F name, and I have to provide if I want a separator in between. Fine. So, the separator will be like separator, and I am going to provide the separator in bracket like say same comma and space. So, this one is going to separate out, this one is going to separate out the data, and then from table name and group by the name of the column through which we want to group by. So, that is department number. Fine. So, let us see the result of this. So, when I click on the go button, it is going to generate a very good result, where you can see in I got the list of that employee. Fine. So, that is Pritesh, Rahul, Jagdish and Mehul. In department number 8, I am having the list like Karthik, Somesh, Tapasvi and Smruti. So, this way, using group concat function, you can have the list of elements. Even we can put order by in this also, like I want the list in order, say order by employee first name. So, this one will provide me the list in specific order. So, you can see over here, in this list is again in ascending order. Fine. So, this way we can use a group concat function in group by clause. Fine. Now, let us move further. The third approach, that is called a group by using aggregate function. Fine. So, there are various aggregate functions like count, max, mean, average. Fine. So, we are going to use that aggregate functions. In group by clause. Fine. So, let us see. Let me change the table for this. I am having another table that is called sales, and in that sales table I am having order ID, customer name, total and items, the number of items that person has purchased in specific order. Fine. So, now let us have various aggregate functions in that. So, I am going to select customer name. Fine. And I want the total number of order that customer has placed. So, I am going to write count and in bracket star, and from table name, the table name is what? Sales, and then group by through which I want to group by. I want to group by using customer ID. Fine. So, customer ID is there. Now, let us click on the go button. Let us see what result we get. Fine. So, I get the result where that how many customers have placed how many orders, like Tejas has placed 3 orders, Pratik has placed 3, again James, Sejal and Anita have placed 3 orders. Fine. Now, let us check that in the table, how many orders that people have. Tejas is having 3, Tejas is having 1, 2 and this one is the third. Again, let me check for the James 1 order, then second order, and is there any order for the James? 1, 2 and 3. So, fine. So, we do have only 2 and 3. Fine. So, these are the 3 orders for the James. Okay. Now, I want the details of their orders, like I want select then say customer name, then I want the total amount of order that customer has placed. So I'm going to use sum, and in bracket I'm going to use total. Fine. And I also going to sum up the total number of items that person has purchased, like sum items. Fine. So this way you can get the list of items the person has purchased and the total bill of that person. Fine. So from employee and then group by customer ID. Fine. Now let us execute this query. Fine. There is some error in this unknown column. Okay, sorry. I need to change the name of. Fine. So I got the result. Here I'm having customer name, and the total amount of order that person has placed, and the total number of items that person has purchased. Fine. So this way we can use various aggregate functions. This way we can use aggregate functions in group by clause. Thank you very much for watching the video, and please don't forget to subscribe and be ready for the next video tomorrow morning 10 a.m. Thank you very much.